Respected friends, sadhakas, welcome for our one more day's attempt of studying Shastras. By now, we must be clear that no way then keeping our antakarana pure is the first step for our spiritual unfoldment. No way then being regular in our study of the scriptures to understand in detail all the subtleties and intricacies of the Upanishadic mantras and the meaning in that, and the knowledge regarding the self, its place of availability, its way of obtainment, etc. And no way then sparing time for the sadhana, and there's no way then while sparing the time for sadhana, applying ourselves fully consciously with a strong desire that I must experience this self. Unless these preparations, every one of them are done, we will not be able to clearly understand the truth, do the due sadhana, experience it, and get out of the bondage of all limitations as a jiva and the deha. So it is that is why continuous long process of going on, doing. Again we falter sometime, our abilities weaken sometimes, something else from within without prompts us to derail for some time. So this is how every sadhaka's journey goes on. But he increases his strength again and again only by these three things of his own inner contemplation, regular study of Shastra, and the prayers to the Guru and God. That it goes on intensifying his want to know the truth, thereby knowing the clarity, having the clarity of how to know the truth. At this very moment, if we look into our hearts, as we asked this question few weeks back also, okay, how much is our intention, intensity to abide in the self? Is it Tivra or is it Manda or is it just very, very superficial? This is where we have to strengthen ourselves. Jignasa should be there, that is to know the self. That should be Tivra also. Same thing called in other language, Mumuksha should be there, but that should be the Tivra Mumuksha, not a superficial mediocre. The Tivra nahi hai Jignasa Mumuksha. So then the sadhana will go on be postponed, and in between, because the lack of the Tivrata here, we tend to give chance to all the sadhana disturbing aspects of life inadvertently, not willingly, without the knowledge, it just keeps on happening. And that goes on adding to our own vasanas prarabdha, it further delays our sadhana. Those who have the tivrata in the jignas and moksha, like any of the great disciples of the Upanishads, they go to the Guru and nothing else. Only one thing, knowing the truth, abiding in that, they don't keep any business in their mind or heart. We have so many businesses. Not only so many business, all of them are opposed to the spiritual business. That is why our spiritual sadhana and growth is not as expected or as substantial. And this is what one goes through also. Again, the influence of vasanas is there, and the study how intensely we are doing. So, these all again determine our progress on spiritual sadhana. So, knowing all these things, being on the path, being so regular in our all these attempts, never giving them up for any of the inner or outer obstructions when we keep on doing, along with it, taking or asking for the grace of Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara, and the Lord Shruti Mata, then the things that have to happen will happen, things start falling on the right place. So let us have today also our attempts to again tuned to the truth, again to invoke Bhagavan Guru Kurpa through the study of the Shastra. Om. Our classes today too are Taittiriya Upanishad, Parayanam, Adhyanam with Shankara Bhashyam. Then we go for our Yoga Darshanam, little of it, through the Vyasa Bhashyam. Then there will be Mundaka Upanishad during the daytime, again with Shankara Bhashyam. We go for our Bhagavad Gita, Vibhutis we are doing. And in that Dashama Skandha Bhagavatam, today we will see that beautiful Krishna Sudhama Charitra continuation. Yesterday we saw the Guru, Gurukula Mahima and Guru Seva Mahima. How wonderfully Sandipani has blessed them. Chandamsi Ayatayamani Bhavantu Iha Paratracha. All that. Little more we touch it and then we will see how Bhagavan Krishna asks him and takes that poha chivda and then the discussion and he sends him empty handed but he gives him everything again. These are all little intricate subtle things to be learned by us as the meaning of spiritual sadhana. Then we have our Adhyatma Ramayanam. Yesterday the Ravana killed. Then we will see today all devatas surprised as to how come he has merged in Bhagavan. So that thing, and then this being the biggest of the episode of entire Ramayana, the Ravana's removal, therefore it will have, story wise, it will have some falashruti. Also, the power of Rama has to be glorified. Therefore, in few shlokas that will be done, and further Vibhishana Pattabhishekam ityadi will go on. And the Ashtottaram. So, in this way, today also we will try to pull our mind which is running into the world because of asanas and habits back to the Paramatma. And let us feel that strong urge in us. Okay, let us do this sadhana alone, nothing other than it, for really enjoying the doing and enjoying the result also. Let us see it. In our Parayanam yesterday, we have done, yes, Anna Brahmopasana. We have to do exactly that which we are even studying also. By the way, somebody can reply, is the sound okay? Skype wale, someone, is the sound picture okay? One person? Yeah, thank you. Let us chant this one. Yeah, mute kar lo. Enjoy the chanting. ॐ न कञ्चन वसतौ प्रत्याचक्षीत तद्व्रतं तस्माद्यया कया च विधया बह्वन्नं प्राप्नुयात् अराध्यस्मा अन्नमित्याचक्षते एतद्वै मुखतोऽन्नगं राद्धं मुखतोऽस्मा अन्नगं राध्यते एतद्वै मध्यतोऽन्नगं राद्धं मध्यतोऽस्मा अन्नगं राध्यते एतद्वा अन्ततोऽन्नगं राद्धं अन्ततोऽस्मा अन्नगं राध्यते य एवं वेद क्षेम इति वाचि योगक्षेम इति प्राणापानयोः कर्मेति हस्तयोः गतिरिति पादयोः विमुक्तिरिति पायौ इति मानुषी समाज्ञाः अथ दैवीः तृप्तिरिति वृष्टौ बलमिति विद्युते यश इति पशुषु ज्योतिरिति नक्षत्रेषु प्रजातिरमृतमानन्द इत्युपस्थे सर्वमित्याकाशे तत्प्रतिष्ठेत्युपासेत प्रतिष्ठावान् भवति तन्मह इत्युपासीत महान् भवति तन्मन इत्युपासीत मानवान् भवति तन्नम इत्युपासीत नम्यन्ते स्मै कामाः तद्ब्रह्मेत्युपासीत ब्रह्मवान् भवति तद्ब्रह्मणः परिमरयित्युपासीत पर्येण म्रियन्ते द्विषन्तः सपत्नाः पर्ये प्रिया भ्रातृव्याः स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवंवित् अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य इमान् लोकान् कामान्नि कामरूप्यनुसञ्चरन् एतत्सामगायन्नास्ते हा वो हा वो हा वो अहमन्नमहमन्नमहमन्नम् अहमन्नादो अहमन्नादो अहमन्नादः अहग्गश्लोककृदहग्गश्लोककृदहग्गश्लोककृत् अहमस्मि प्रथमजारुतास्य पूर्वं देवेभ्यो अमृतस्य नाभायि यो मा ददाति स इदेवमावाह अहमन्नमन्नमदन्तमाद्मि अहं विश्वं भुवनमभ्यभवाम सुवर्णज्योतिः य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः शान्तिः ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विधेहि कृपां सहजां भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः ॐ श्री वेदव्यास वैशम्पायने आज्ञवल्क्य आद्यशङ्करादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां गुरुशिष्यदेवतापरम्परायाः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति कल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थम अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये निष्ठितानां समस्त भक्त साधक सेवक धर्म संस्थापकानां बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा शक्ति साधना संपदा सानुकूल्यता नाम प्राप्ति द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थम श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ओं शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत् तद्वक्तारमावीत् आवीन् माम् आवीद् वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ तृतीया भृगुवल्ली। ॐ अथ दशमोऽनुवाकः। So we have chanted it, therefore we just in this Dashamaha Anuvakaha, out of those 5-6 topics, the first topic of Nakanchana Vasato Pratyachakshita, we have thoroughly seen that we should never we should not reject anyone coming to us for the Vasati and Bhojana. Never have confusion in this regard. It is an internal attitude and readiness to serve when that thing happens. These are all again to get rid of the ahanta and mamata as a part of our antakarana shuddhi, antakarana ekagrata, sukshmata, so that our main goal of meditation on the Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma in our heart we are able to do without any obstruction. Whenever such indications or sadhanas or instructions are given, always remember them to be the anushangika helping sadhanas to the main sadhana. They are not told at the cost of the main sadhana. When we are studying the Upanishad, it should be unambiguously clear in us that our goal is Parabrahma. And for that, we have to be deep in our meditation and all. And the obstructions are there in our Antakarana Shuddhi. To remove all of that only, we are told to do all these practices. So, in this way, these things should be given as much importance as they deserve, not more also. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. न कञ्चन वसतौ प्रत्याचक्षीत तद्व्रतं तस्मात् यया कया च विधया बहु अन्नं प्राप्नुयात्. And also procure the bahu annam by all possible required fair means that are practiced. Now, these things of attending to the devotees, or sorry, to the guests, etc., providing them the required and the food, etc., for sustenance and all, they all keep our body active, mind also alert, intellect also always in a dynamic mood. All in all, our personality again and again tends to enter into the tamoguna. उसमें नहीं जाने देते हुए, रजोगुण में रखते हुए, रजस का मलिन टच नहीं करते हुए, सत्व में ले जाते हुए, सत्व गुण को तत्व चिंतन के द्वारा यूज करते हुए, तत्व चिंतन ध्यान में, ध्यान अनुभूति में. These are the things we have to understand and do them. Then in the second portion, which was a little important one, should never be neglecting that thing at any cost. And what it is कि मुखतः मध्यतः अंततः Again, this is indication of our own activeness, alertness, dynamism, about our own personality and how that is performing in the world when even the antakarana shuddhi related activities that are done. The same, what do you say, ability of performance again is required when we go to the Guru, study from him Shastras. Same ability and performance are the things are required when we do our own Swadhyaya in our own chambers. And same type of attitudes are required when we go for our Dhyana sadhanas. So, are we doing the Mukhya Vrutya or the Dvitiya or Trutiya? Mukataha annagam radham. Mukatosma annagam radhyate. One side, the rule is kept is what? If you do the Anna Sanchaya and Atiti Satkara Mukataha, you will get again back in that same way. Madhyataha if you do, that way you get. Then Antataha if you do, that way you get. One thing is about what we procure from the world depends on our own selves. That also how we give it to the world. That way only the world gives back. One side, this thing is told, but the other side is what? We are training ourselves. Spirituality or the human life is always training ourselves to be better in our performance than what we were earlier. So, from not at all giving anything of Annadana, the Dhanasthala Dhanam or the place to stay, we do the Antataha to begin with out of anger, out of frustration, out of, as it is said here, I jaganyena cha upacharena paribhavena. So that's how it begins because nobody wants to part with the wealth. If you remember your earlier days of earning and dhanam, not that full excitement and joy that very good I am doing dhanam, I will do. No, it always will be with that paribhava as well as jaganya vritti only. That's how it starts. So that's one thing, first step, better than not at all giving to others or even depending on others. Then from there we come to the madhyama vritti. Okay, where is that madhyame vayasi madhyamena cha upacharena. Not that much of anger while giving or frustration while giving or humiliation, insult, etc. Then, when the value of this doing the annadana ityadi, when we come to know the joy gained, the blessings received, automatically from within only we get inspired. Anyway, we are doing. Yeah, like when we come to our classes also, in the beginning days it will be antataha vritti. Slowly it becomes madhyataha. And slowly when we continuously spend for many years, हमको ही मन में आता है कि anyway हम आ ही रहे हैं क्लास में, why not deeply intensely listen, why not deeply intensely study, why not deeply intensely contemplate. Automatically अंदर से वो होता है. Of course you should have the tuning to the guru and the Paramatma. Their blessings are inevitable because there are only two things, our ego or Bhagavad Guru Krupa. If the Bhagavad Guru Krupa is not there, then the ego becomes predominant. When the ego is predominant, this is not guaranteed. But the ego's effect is less, and the surrender and prayer to Guru God are more, and with their blessing, this thing happens inside. Anyway, I am studying, why not study deeply? Anyway, I am doing sadhana, why not I do intensely? Anyway, when I am doing intensely sadhana, why not in the desire to seek the truth ourself, give up all the inner and outer, whatever the things we only are holding. At that time, our Shravanam, our sadhana is Mukhataha. So here also, slowly in our life, everything should be expressed as Mukhataha only. Mukhata. Mukhata means what? First is what? Three things are said if you remember. Prathame vayasi, mukhya vritya, puja purassaram. Prathame vayasi includes both. Very early in our age, childhood onwards. The other meaning Prathame vayasi is every day in the beginning, in the Subha Subha only. Don't postpone a good thing to the afternoons and evenings. By that time, we get tired only, exhausted. Unfortunate thing is what? In one day, whether we do something or not, but the tiredness, exhaustion will anyway come. कुछ करो या ना करो हम थक जाते हैं। देखो करना है और जब करना है शुरू में से ही करना है. So that is the meaning of pratame vayasi. And the second one, mukhya vrittya. I know mukhya vritti includes so many thoughts. The best among all of them is what? This is my priority. First, I have to do this. Is it not? In our mind, these subtle attitudes are the ones which take away the tamoguna, induce at least minimum the rajoguna. So that mukhya vritti, this is more important to me. And the whole life, whether it is in Preyo Marga or Shreyo Marga, depends on this decision only. What you think mukhya in your life. Nobody else is in my life, please. I'm always alone with all my family members around. Inner my life is lived only by me. And what do have I mukhya vritti in my mind? Seeking the Paramatma or seeking still the temporary things in the world. So we have to become conscious, sattva and deliberate within ourselves and create this mukhya vritti that for me, my spiritual evolution and for that whatever the sadhanas are required to be done, they are important. That mukhya vritti we have to come to. Here also, while doing that, giving the vasati and also annadanam, it should be given as a mukhya vritti. Why mukhya vritti? Because in that only, as we said yesterday, day before, we are doing that seva by which we are coming out of our own ego, our own possessiveness, our own possessionness, etc. And in another way, if you see, that inspires the other person also, whom we are giving vasati and anna, that he also, when somebody comes to his house, he will also do it. And that way, the whole universe becomes one family. That's a very larger consequence. When everyone does this way, anna and then vasati danam, in a mukhya vritti, there will be no dvaita between the whole world of people. There is no dearth of anything. Whole country itself can serve the other nation can serve others. If these attitudes are not there, forget our nation. Two states neighborhood only fight with each other. Two districts, two gully एक दूसरे से लड़ेंगे. Two neighborhood only will fight. Is it not? If this mukhya vritti is not there between me and my neighbor, we fight with each other. But if that mukhya vritti is generated, whole country also can progress together. Of this attitude, that is the highest level of consequence positive. But we will not go into detail because an obvious effect it will happen when it happens. Our drishti is on Paramatma, we will not deter from it. Third one is very, very important. Puja Purassaram. This is one of the very, very, very essential thing in life. Not only here in the vasati giving to others, not only the anna dhanam, but everything when it is done, or the due thing first of all we have to decide what to do. When that is done with puja purassaram, then that respect and reverence bhava. In that only all our abilities we pour down to do the thing perfectly. Then only the result will be beautiful. Anything it is. If that puja purasaram rupi mukhya vritti, if it is not there, or the mukataha doing it is not there, then madhyataha antataha when we perform, performances are not up to the mark. Any field you see in the world of any nation, if the results are wonderful, that's only because of the performance was up to the mark. And that was because of they having that respect and reverence. Puja purassaram. Whole life should become an aradhana of the Ishvara by us. Anything we do, aradhana bhava. Just imagine from morning onwards, you're only in the mood of Paramatma aradhana, in doing every of the duties we have to do, a part of which is our spiritual sadhana also. Imagine how our life would be if Brahmana is expected to be like that. And whoever is like that, they are all Brahmanas. They respect, revere their own life. They respect and revere the Lord who has given the life. They respect and revere the activities which they have to do to the worship the Lord the whole day. Always in that mood. This is called a Daivi Guna. Change of the moods from that to the lower level is called Manaviya Guna. And always remaining in the lower gunas of only enjoyment, indulgence, bhoga, anger, crankiness. These are all called Asuri Rakshasi Gunas. So I'm just trying to tell you when Upanishad Mata gives these instructions, they have the direct importance or direct impact on spiritual sadhana. Indirectly, they help the whole universe also to grow, not just ordinary things they are. So in this way, among these three, Mukhatah Annagam Radham Wala, let us practice. Nothing we are going to lose, we are only to gain only. Not knowing the need of this, importance of this, possibility of this, we entertain the Madhyama or Adhama or Antataha. So come out of that and come to the Mukhatonnagam Radham. So start with Annadanam and also the Staladanam and everything else. Whichever we have extra in us, start giving it in Dhanam. But don't get lost in that. That is not our goal. Slowly, after getting out of all that possessiveness attachments, through this sadhana, we, after some years of doing it, the charm in doing all this also goes away. Because there's not paramarthika. At that time, when the mind is calm and quiet, engage that mind through the Panchakosha Viveka in search of the Hridaya Sthita Paramatma. So, this is how the Dashamanuvaka, in fact, this entire Bhrugu Valli is teaching us the sadhanas, the tapasya sadhanas. Right from beginning, we are saying the Bhrugu, our Bhrugu Katha as well as Varuna. Even though Bhrugu Varuna Samvada is over, but the theme, the matter is overlapping in the further Anuvakas also. So, this is how the second topic of this 10th Anuvaka. First is Nakanchana Vasado, Tadvratam. Second is what? How to do that. Etadvai Mogatonnagam Radham. Then Ya Evam Veda means the one who is clearly understanding these three things, that our offering the things to the world can be at three levels. And the one who does the best one, he will get best only. Ya Evam Veda. The Evam Veda word comes hundreds of times in Upanishads. Especially if you see that mantra Pushpam, योपां पुष्पं वेद पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति चन्द्रमा वा भां पुष्पं पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद यः एवं वेद. Veda means knowing, knowledge. Eva means this way. Yah means whoever he may be. Whoever he may be, who is knowing in this way, that the life has to be lived, because it is said in the Upanishads, which is nothing but the knowledge given by the rishis or through the rishis by the Paramatma himself. तो इसको जानकर इससे जीना है, इस तरह से जीना. To convey these two things, ये एवं वेद word is given, used, a sentence is given. Don't live life without performance. Let the life be performed, but that performance should not be without the knowledge, and let that knowledge be the authentic knowledge of the Rishi Parampara, the Shastra Parampara, the Veda Parampara only given by the Lord. That's the meaning of Ya Evam Veda. And whoever knows it the other way around and does it like that, because it is not authentic or sanctioned, he will do, but he will not get the results. Like in the world, in any electrical, electronic machinery, in the operation of it, in the manual, ये एवं वेदा होता है कि इस तरह से उसको ऑपरेट करो. When you operate it like that, it gives you long life, it gives you service. Without knowing it, if it's wrongly dealt with, then the instrument will be spoiled or work will not happen. And if it is a dangerous, risky thing, it will harm our own life also. In the electrical, electronic equipments or anything, including traffic rules. Ye evam Veda. The one who knows this is how on the traffic we have to travel, he is safely reaching destination. Everywhere it is a Evam Veda. The one who knows how to live with the family, wife or husband or children, a Evam Veda, he will get maximum happiness out of it. The one who knows how to work in the office where he is employed, how to be with the friends and relatives, how to be in the society, everywhere evam veda hona chahiye. Because of the lack of that only, out of our own whims and fancies, mind's imaginations, we are acting which are exactly opposite to the way it has to be done. Therefore, all problems are coming. Think about this word evam veda. So here also, everything you have to know as told in the Shastras and live life accordingly only for your own safety, security and evolution. So antataho nagam radham, antatosma nagam radhyate. Madhyato nagam radham, madhyatosma nagam radhyate. Then mukhato nagam radham, mukhatosma. Evam veda. अब देखो, you understand it, you get convinced, you change yourself from antataha through the madhyataha to the mukhataha. That's what we said in 5 minutes back. Every aspect of our life now onwards should be like mukhataha. As I told you the other day, Pujya Gurudev is so subtle and keen, in catching the main instructions of the Shastra and following them. One of the things most beautifully Gurudev ji performed throughout his life, let us talk it as performance, just for the time being, was based on this sentence only, Mukhataha Annagam Radha. He never allowed anything to do the Madhyataha or Antataha. We all, because of our laziness, weakness, irresponsibility, non-thinking, non-initiative, you know, n- no inspiration, we only do मध्यतः अंततः धक्का लगता है हमको तब जाकर ही कुछ करते हैं हर एक काम में. That's very low personality. It's a like animals. उसको डंडा मारो तभी उड़ता है वो. So we are at that level. Is it not? For the life's performances, for spiritual performances also, you can't be like any buffalo we are. We can't be that somebody hits us, then only we get up. See that animals? They try to go seeing the grass to graze in the wrong direction. Again, that is beaten by that person who is controlling them. Then again, he brings the animals onto the track. We are at this level like that only. Again and again, we graze the world, and the Lord Guru will have to give one blow and again bring us onto the track. Suddenly, after some time, when the owner of the animals is not aware, ये सारे भेड़ बकरी जाकर ये कोई पहाड़ पे पेड़ पे बैठ जाते हो चलते ही नहीं वो. We also, if the pushing prompting is not there, we sit and if we are not properly uh, forcefully guided, we go into the astray, wrong direction. So coming out of these two, being on the path steadily without any distraction to reach the goal when we are determined, we are living life mukhataha. हमको ऐसा होना चाहिए. कभी कभी अकल काम करना चाहिए. आई एम ह्यूमन बीइंग, आई एम गिवन पुरुषार्थ सामर्थ्य, I know what's my goal and I know what is the means. Why can't I do it exclusively, completely, all the time? This is called a mukhata. It is everybody requires. A doctor, he must know, I'm a doctor, I have studied this medicine, I'm given an opportunity out of millions, and the world expects from me. It is by my choice I took it. When I serve the patient, they become healthy. Therefore, throughout the day, let me do it. Mukhata. A politician. I am selected by the people. All respect, reverence, position they have given me. I must serve the nation. Mukhataha. Every professional, when he becomes mukhataha, then there is a joy in the performance, there is joy in the result also. That's why Shruti Mata has told the three are things. In that the first is told to be chosen, second, third are told only to say that if first is not done, we do second and third, and that won't give as beautiful results as the first one gives. So therefore, giving is important, but not with the antataha. जघन्य वृत्ति से वो इंसल्ट करते परिभाव से नहीं करना. So give with the most active dynamic way with a cheerfulness on the face as well as respectful and reverential attitude. like Lord Krishna to Sudama. Yesterday we are seeing so many stories throughout our Puranas, hundreds and thousands of. We can know those are the highest level uh, praised as the avatars or the Guru or Rishi or Bhakta. They lived life mukhata. Okay, now we'll stop it here. We go to the one to third topic now. The third topic of this Dashamonuvaka is Brahma Upasana. And that also two types it's given. In the third portion, we'll see it as the Manushi Upasana, then the Daivi Upasana of Brahma. When that is done, what it results is in the transcendence of the Panchakoshas. When the Panchakosha is consciously transcended, we discover our own essential infinite self. When that is discovered and experienced, the joy is so great that how, in that way, we only in that ecstasy sing something which is no meaning. There is nothing to be meaning also required. Meaning as you are bliss. In bliss you are there. That bliss you try to explain, there's no word found for it in our whole dictionary. Therefore, a meaningless words come out as if. Ahamannam, ahamannada. And in that meaningless words, again, there is very sublime knowledge, which is tentatively contradicting. I am the Anna, I am the Annada. How can I be the both? अरे वही तो है डिस्कवरी, वही तो मजा है वेदांत का. Okay, now let us chant the Manushi Samagnya, Manushi Upasana of the Parabrahma, which is again very, very essential. Slowly, spirituality doesn't mean exclusively doing something. Spirituality slowly becomes doing everything exclusively in a different manner. So that in and through, yogaratova bhogaratova, yasya chittam brahmani ramate, our whole attention should be only on sadhana and Brahma. Everything. For a sadhaka at a higher stage, everything is a sadhana. Just like for a siddha at the highest stage, everything is his own swatmanubhuti. So these are all the portions and train us in that. Actually, any of these Upanishads, in that mood and fervor, staying in the ashram, while studying only, when we do the sadhana, उसका अनुभूति अलग ही होता है. समझदारी का अनुभूति महान, conviction का अनुभूति महान. The joy of practice is so beautiful. When the results start appearing, it is so wonderful. This we will see again in a 10 days time in Yoga Darshanam also. When the Yoga sadhanas are done, how the Yoga siddhis come to us. Very inspiring. So let us stand. क्षेम इति वाची योगक्षेम इति प्राणापानयोः कर्मेति हस्तयोः गतिरिति पादयोः विमुक्तिरिति पायौ इति मानुषी समाज्ञा. पढ़ लो पूरा. अथ दैवी तृप्तिरिति वृष्टौ बलमिति विद्युति यश इति पशुषु ज्योतिरिति नक्षत्रेषु प्रजातिरमृतमानन्द इत्युपस्थे सर्वमित्याकाशे तत्प्रतिष्ठेत्युपासीत प्रतिष्ठावान् भवति तन्मह इत्युपासीत महान् भवति तन्मन इत्युपासीत मानवान् भवति तन्नम इत्युपासीत नम्यन्ते स्मै कामाः तद्ब्रह्मेत्युपासीत ब्रह्मवान् भवति तद्ब्रह्मणः परिमर इत्युपासीत पर्येण म्रियन्ते द्विषन्तः स पत्नाः पर्ये प्रिया भ्रातृव्याः. Up to this. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Okay, now one by one upasanas. Bhagavan has given in the Sambandha Bhashya कि इदानीं ब्रह्मणः उपासना प्रकारः उच्यते. Brahmana upasana prakara uchyate. Okay. Why the need of the upasana of the Brahma is to remove those residue asanas of the world taken as real, world is taken as something other than Brahman. That even a trace also should not be there. Therefore, upasana has to be done. And then this upasana again helps in becoming deeper in our dhyanam to touch that most sublime, subtle, the Brahma Anubhuti. Careful. Again, listen. Brahma Upasana is required to remove the wrong thoughts, notions in us that this world is real as other than Brahman. To remove that notion. Second, this alone again facilitates for the smooth introvertedness to touch that subtlemost, deepermost self, the Brahman. That's why in Gita also vibhutis are told. When the vibhuti practice is done, then these things are other than God. Therefore, I have raga and dvesha towards them. This nonsense goes away when we do the upasana of the vibhutis of Bhagavan. And that facilitates our sharanagati or bhakti more effectively because everything is God. And in that way, God is contributing to the world's glory. Is it not? Then our respect, reverence towards Him grows. That helps us in doing the bhakti and sharanagati most effectively, profoundly. That in turn in Bhakti Marga invokes the Lord's grace for this alokya samipya sarupya sahijyadi mukti. So here also, the glory of the Upanishad is doesn't hesitate. Though the Brahman is beyond everything, no doubt, yet to experience that as a part of sadhana, the upasana has to be done. Otherwise, with the Vedantins think there's no need of any upasana, we just contemplate only. ऐसा नहीं होता. हमको एक समय में जीवन में भरपूर उपासनाएं करनी पड़ती. There in every jiva's life, the seva kala, upasana kala, japa ityadi kala, then parayana kala, then shravana from the guru, that kala, swadhyaya wala kala. Then most important is the kala of contemplating only on the self, which is very essential. A step before that of meditation comes if one is serious, sincere, and it will have to come. Then the call of deep meditation, all the time in that mood, then he experiences it. Is it not? Like for a non spiritual seeker, a samsari, Kala is there. He is attached to the wife or husband for some time, and attached to the children sometime, attached to the whole things at the home sometime, attached to the nidra bed sometime, attached to the bhojanam sometime. You understand? The kala hota rehta hai. Then remembers the parents, then become friendly to the neighborhood, or going on to shopping sometime. A year goes on going for pilgrimage. तो अलग अलग चीजें होते रहते हैं हमको इन द लाइफ. इन द सेम वे हमारे लाइफ में सारे आध्यात्मिक साधक को भी ऐसे काल आते हैं. अभी हमारा क्या काल चल रहा है, सुनते रहो सत्संग. दिस अ काल गोइंग ऑन. इट वाज नॉट देयर बिफोर. इट विल नॉट बी देयर ऑल द टाइम एंड डोंट बी हैप्पी. इमीडिएटली नहीं छोड़ूंगा. बट देयर आफ्टर यू जस्ट सिट इन योर रूम, पुट ऑन दैट लैंप, टेबल लैंप, सारे ताल दरवाजे बंद, आराम से पंखा डाल के यू ओनली आर स्टडीइंग एंड कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग. That stage will come. After that, the main points are noted, then the kala for contemplation will come, then the meditation, etc. So, in the same way, a kala has to be used or spent for doing the upasana Brahman. So, here the Manushi Upasana, Devi Upasana, and their phala so beautifully, completely explained to us. What are those upasanas? Let us see one by one. First one, Kshema iti vachi. This is the first Brahma Upasana. We have to know and do it. Whenever I get a doubt, I just check. Kshema iti vachi. Kshema iti vachi. So, Kshemo Nama Upatta Parirakshanam. Kshemo Nama Upatta Parirakshanam. Brahma Vachi Kshema Rupena Pratishtitam iti Upasyam. See how clear it is. Kshema, what is the meaning of Kshema? Upatta Parirakshanam. Okay. Anything we got which are valuable important है, उसका परिरक्षण को क्षेम कहते हैं. First understand the meaning of the word kshema. In the Yoga Kshema Mahame of Gita also, Bhagwan writes the yoga in kshema means that only. Apraptasya prapti yogaha, praptasya parirakṣanam kshemaha. In that way he explains, defines to us. So the kshema is the upatta prapta vastuna parirakṣanam. तो whatever you got, उसका परिरक्षण को क्षेम कहते हैं. Okay. Now, kshema iti vachi means what? In the vani, in our speech, when the kshema is the one which always expresses, that expression of kshema through our mouth is called as the Brahma Upasana. मतलब क्या है? मुख के द्वारा, from the vak, the kshema yukta things are expressed throughout the day and the life. That is considered as Brahma. So Brahma expresses as kshema through the vani. Can we repeat it again? Brahma expresses through the vani as kshema. Brahma expresses as kshema through the vani. So vachik kshema rupena Brahma pratishtitam. In the vani, in the kshema rupa, the Brahma is established. So therefore, what is Brahma Upasana? Obviously, अगर वाणी में क्षेम के रूप में ब्रह्म प्रतिष्ठित है, तो फिर ब्रह्म का उपासना क्या हुआ? So easy, so simple. Therefore, through the mouth, only the words of kshema we have to go on uttering, not the negative. Kshema. You know, that's what we told you in Gita. Duryodhana saying, Madarthe tyakta jivitaha. So they all are come here for my sake to sacrifice their lives. It was such a akshema shabda कि ऊपर से the तथास्तु देवता said तथास्तु. In really every one of them perished. You got the point? Kshema iti vachi means what? In our mouth, always the words of kshema alone have to express. Knowing that in the background that the Brahma वाणी में क्षेम के रूप में ही व्यक्त होते हैं, not the opposite of it. What is the opposite of the kshema? Is the nasha or the raksha, destruction it is. Is it not? Sometimes those suicidal thoughts, tendencies come to us because of some losses in the world, some of the problems in the world. And slowly they become so stronger that fellow really commit suicide only. No, instead of that, if that person can speak through the mouth and the mind also, no, this problem I'll sort out by getting somebody's help, etc., then he is optimistic. He really goes to some helper. He gets the help and he comes out of the problem. Therefore, हमारे मुख में हमारे लिए हमेशा क्षेम के ही शब्द निकलना चाहिए. Is it understandable? क्षेम इति वाच. Let us use the words of our non-destruction, our safety, security, sustenance, only the words we have to talk. स्वयं के नाश के शब्द नहीं बोलना, स्वयं का क्षेम वाले ही शब्द बोलना है. That is called upasana of the Brahman, because Brahman is expressing as kshema through the vani. This is first portion, 50%. The second 50% is more important than this is, okay, the whole world of things and beings in front of us are there. All of them are expression of Parabrahma only. Therefore, never expect or talk in the language of destruction or the sorrow or trouble to anyone. जैसे मैं अपने क्षेम के लिए बात किया हूँ, उसी तरह सबका भलाई के लिए, सबके क्षेम के लिए ही when we talk, that is a upasana of Brahma, because Brahma is expressing as Kshema. Why Brahma expresses Kshema? Because Brahma Sat Swarupa alone is Sat Swarupa. It is pure existence, no? How can it talk about non-existence? How can it talk about destruction? So the destruction is opposite to Kshema. Safety and security is Kshema. Therefore, Kshema iti vachi means what? For everyone, instead of praying for their destruction or downfall, when we pray for their safety, security, and growth, that means that you are allowing the Brahman to express through the mouth, and Brahman is expressing through the mouth as the Kshema. This is called Brahma Upasana at the Vani level. Kshema iti vachi. That's why in our Hinduism we say Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Shamno Astu Dipade, Sham Chatushpade. See that mantra? Tachayora Vrunimaye, Gato Yajnaya, Gato Yajnavate, Daivi Swastirastunaha, Swastir Manushebhya, Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam, Shanno Astu Dipade, Sham Chatushpade. Is there any Akshema word in that? Show me in any of our Sanatana Shastras there are the sentences of destruction. Nowhere they are there. They are not. Matlab, the Ravanadi Dushta they do. That's how they are eliminated. That is what the indication. If you talk about others' destruction, you get destroyed. That is what is indicated. So Kshema iti vachi. So even the bittermost enemy is there. Anna, let us not think for that destruction, because it is not nature of the Brahman, the destruction. Brahman is pure existence. Therefore, if somebody is behaving wrongly and all, let him behave properly. Let him get the right guidance. Let him get the right inspiration. In this way, we have to pray, not that he should get destroyed. Because for the fallacies or shortcomings or mistakes, if you start destroying the things, nothing remains in the world, because everything has some negative in it. Therefore, मुख के द्वारा सबके भला क्षेम के लिए के रूप में शब्द आते हैं, तो ये हुआ ब्रह्म का उपासना. बिकॉज ब्रह्म इज इन द क्षेम रूप इन द वाणी. वाचि क्षेम रूपेण ब्रह्म प्रतिष्ठितम. सी, क्षेमो नाम उपात्त परिरक्षणम. ब्रह्म वाचि क्षेम रूपेण प्रतिष्ठितम इति उपास्य. So the two levels of upasana are what? One is the Brahman is expressing as the Kshema through the Vani. Level 1 of upasana is in the awareness of this knowledge. Second, practically doing it, that through the mouth we only talk about the Kshema, not destruction. Here the Upata Parirakshanam Kshema is a very important definition. Bhagavan said what it means, what? From so many lives of struggle of various types, that we have come up to this Upatta. Upatta means this position as a human being, born in India, in Sanatana Dharma, in a very good family, taken care of by them. So to God, the Guru in our life, getting the opportunities of listening to Shastra. So all of them we got. इसको याद करके उपात्त कहते हैं इसको. इस उपात्त का परिरक्षणम करना है. We have to protect all of them by making right use of them. That's called kshema. So I'm born as human being. So I have to protect my human life. Kshema कहते हैं. Because after so many lives, only human life comes to us. Going through all the animals, etc. So to upatta parirakshana, I got Guru's grace and blessings. So उसका मुझे परिरक्षण करना है, क्षेम करना है. How do I do it? By abiding, obliging, or abiding by the guidance given by the Guru. So, to what is the Kshema as regards the Satsanga concerned? Every day, our Guru God is giving Satsanga. So, that's called Upattam. Uska parirakshana karna hai by being regular. That conscious, committed effort is called sadhana. Please, याद रखो हमेशा. साधना होता नहीं है, करना पड़ता है साधना. So I got in this life an opportunity to listen to the Upanishad. So I will protect this and keep on using it by being regularly listening it. That is called as the Kshema of this class. Because this is Upatta. So the Upatta Parirakshanam is called as Kshemaha. And Brahma, Kshivachi, in Vani, he expresses that Kshema. Vani is the mouth Vani kaho, ya, mouth, from the mouth of the Vaikari, or even the Madhyama Vani in the mind. Talk to yourself in the mind or talk to others outside. Only for the Kshema, where the Upatta, which is earned from many lives of efforts, it is Parirakshita, protected and rightly utilized. Like yesterday, we celebrated Independence Day. तो वी गॉट उस स्वतंत्रता उपात्त फिर उसको प्रोटेक्ट करते हुए उस स्वतंत्रता का सद्विनियोग करना है. That is called Kshema effect. And that is done through the mind, first through the conceiving the ideas, secondly through the mouth, it is spoken to everyone, then everybody will practice it. Then really see that the nation grows so much, no more it comes under any Dasya Shrinkala. That is called as Brahma as a Kshema expressing. Therefore, through maintaining the Kshema, we are doing Brahma Upasana. So क्षेम रूपेण वाणी में ब्रह्म का स्थान है, प्रतिष्ठा है. सो क्षेमो नाम उपात्त परिरक्षणम ब्रह्म वाचि क्षेम रूपेण प्रतिष्ठितम इति उपास्यम. In this way, he is doing upasana. So the thought in me is what? When I am talking about the good of all, welfare of all, safety of all, security of all, bring little devotion and say this is being liked by the Brahma. Brahma ने ऐसा करने वालों को अनुग्रह किया है. ब्रह्मा इससे प्रसन्न होते हैं. And spiritually seen, I am the pursuer of the Brahma Tattva, and the Brahma revelation comes to me when I do the Vani me Kshema for everyone. Because Brahman expressing as Vani me Kshema Rupena. Kshema iti Vachi. Very important sadhana. No, from this moment, we think about anything's destruction. We get destroyed by that. We should expect the change only from the negative to the positive, not for destruction. As we said just now, if you think of destruction, nobody is there without some or other negativities, then nobody will survive because everybody will have to be destroyed when they have negative. They have to become positive. Durjana sajjano bhuyat. Sajjana shanti mapnuyat. Shanto muccheta bandhebhyaha muktaha cha anyan vimochayeta. This should be our attitude. So, kshema iti vachi. We have done it. Now, second one. Yoga kshema iti pranapanayoho. Kshema anyway told here. Now, what is yoga? Yoga anupatasya upadanam. Yoga, according to Bhagavan Shankara, is to obtain that which is not obtained. Like we have got human life. But in the mind, did we get the ekagrata? Anupata it is. So, putting all our efforts of doing upasana, japa, ityadi, to procure the ekagrata of the mind is called a yoga of ekagrata. Yoga means जो नहीं मिला उसको पाने का कोशिश और पाना. So, we are born human being. But are you married? No. So you want to marry. That is called as anupatasya prapti. You get married, wife or husband, jo bhi, live life happily, like that. Anupatasya prapti is yoga, upatasya pariraksham is kshema. Unobtained thing obtaining is yoga, obtaining thing protected is kshema. So Bhagavan is not only in the form of kshema through the Vani, the upasana we have to do, is yoga kshema iti prana apanayoho. So the same Parabrahma is expressing as yoga as well as kshema, both through prana and apana. Here the prana indicates our dynamic initiative and activity in the world. The apana indicates the withdrawal from the activity. So our activity involvement and withdrawal from the activity, when it leads for the yoga kshema of ours and everyone, then we are allowing the Brahman to express through us. Because Brahman is expressing as yoga kshema through prana apana. Prana is activity, dynamism, initiative, involvement. Apana is withdrawal. So every involvement of ours in the world, every withdrawal of ours in the world should be only to obtain the yoga and kshema. Anupatasya prapti, praptasya rakshanartha. Then we are doing Brahma Upasana. See the importance of how the life has to be lived for becoming so qualified for the Brahman to choose us to reveal himself to us. Because tasyesha atma vivranate tanum swam tanum tasyesha atma vivranate. So here he says here योगक्षेम इति योगः अनुपातस्य उपादानं तौ हि योगक्षेमौ प्राणापानयोः सतोः भवतः यद्यपि तथापि स प्राणापाननिमित्तौ एव किं तर्हि न प्राणापाननिमित्तौ किं तर्हि ब्रह्मनिमित्तौ तस्मात् ब्रह्म योगक्षेम आत्मना प्राणापानयोः प्रतिष्ठितम् इति उपास्यम्. टू उपासनास वन क्षेम वाणी से हम बोलते हैं और इन दिस क्षेम के रूप में ब्रह्म ही है करके ब्रह्म का हमें स्मरण करना है. उपासना इज ऑफ द ब्रह्म. उपासना इज मानसिक वृत्ति ऑफ स्मरण और रिमेम्बरेंस ऑल द टाइम. इन द दैवी उपासना कैसा होता है वो नॉन वेदांतिक पौराणिक उपासना. You do the Rama Smarana, and to please the Rama, we do variety of the spiritual or the outer activities, and we say, these are all told to me to be done by the Lord Rama only. When I do all of them, the Rama will be happy, Rama will bless me. You understand what's happening in that? Rama Upasana ho raha hai. यहाँ राम का स्मरण हो रहा है. तो here in the Rama you take it as Brahma. So the Bhashyakara says, first of all, yoga means anupataka upadanam. Kshema means upataka rakshanam. पहले तो ये दोनों के अर्थ को समझो. Then he says कि तौ ही योगक्षेमो. These two योगक्षेमो प्राणापानयोः सतोः भवतः. Because of the pranapana shakti of ours only, the yogakshema are happening to us in our life. No doubt about it. And yet, यद्यपि तथापि न प्राणापान निमित्तौ एव. But just don't conclude there. This only because of pranapana that the yogakshema is happening in life. Think kim tarhi brahma nimittau. Brahma nimitto, because the Brahman is there, then only the pranapana is happening. Therefore, only we are able to achieve yogakshema. Again, the whole life is happening because of pranapana, and whole pranapana is happening because of the Brahma. This came to us in Katha Upanishad. न प्राणेन न अपानेन मर्त्यो जीवति कश्चन इतरेण तु जीवन्ति यस्मिन् एतौ उपाश्रितौ. So we are getting yoga and kshema, no doubt. And these yoga kshema are happening because of the activities. Activities are done because the energy is there. Energy is there because of pranapana. There's no doubt, as you look from the outer world standpoint, that the pranapana का मौजूदगी के कारण योगक्षेम हो रहा है. But is the pranapana independent of Brahman? Never ever know. Without Brahma, pure existence, pure consciousness, nothing can remain, nothing can exist only. Therefore, who is expressing as pranapana? Brahman alone. Therefore, through pranapana, whatever the yogakshema is happening because of Brahman only. In this way, maintaining the yogakshema and knowing that it is happening because of the Brahman, of course, with some medium, etc. This is called as Brahma Upasana number 2. Okay, people whatever they have, don't loot it or destroy it. Uska kshem karo. And whatever they need, they don't have, you give it to them. You see to it that they get it. Now, this is absolutely a principle to be followed by the Raja, to be followed by the king, to be followed by the governing council or the government. Whatever the praja have, उसका क्षेम करना चाहिए, not लूटो them. Is it not? The intention of the government or the people who are leading that government, for their own selfish purposes, etc. In their thought, if this कीड़ा घुसता है ना कि कुछ भी करके लोगों से भी पैसे लेना है, then that is a worst of the king and kingdom. Whatever they have already, that has to be kshema, protected by a king. And whatever they need and don't have, he'll have to make such policies that they are earned, they are given to them. तो ये राजा प्रजा का योगक्षेम का चिंतन करना है. Then through him, the Brahma Upasana is happening because Brahma expresses as the Yoga Kshema through Pranapana. Like in Bhakti, we do the Punyadi karma, but we dedicate it to Lord Rama. Rama Arpanam, Krishna Arpanam करते हैं. Because हमारा गोल ये बाहर सेवा करना नहीं. Our goal is to reach to Rama. Here also our goal is Brahman. Therefore, the sadhanas we are doing outside, our yoga kshema through pranapana, kshema through the body, but we recognize that without Brahman, they cannot happen. Therefore, giving credit to Brahman is called Brahma Upasana. The purpose is to remember Brahman more and more. To such an extent, finally we come to a conclusion that without him, nothing can exist, nothing can happen. Then that Brahman is me. We will be discovering it on the seat of meditation. बिकॉज सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट वही हो जाएगा. ऐसे उपासनाएं करते 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 इट बिकम्स अ प्रिडोमिनेंट फैक्टर. देन वी इंक्वायर अबाउट इट. सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम. वी विल बी एबल टू सी इट. हो गया. इन द सेम वे द थर्ड वन. व्हाट इज द थर्ड? तस्मात् ब्रह्म योगक्षेम आत्मना प्राणापानयोः प्रतिष्ठितम् इति उपास्यम्. इन द Pranapana as Yogakshema Rupena, Brahman alone is existing. Saying this is called a Upasana. And practically doing really through the Pranapana Shakti, the Yogakshema of oneself and also the world. And whenever these things are talked, please remember both, all the time it should be only positive. Swamiji, I got the yoga of 10 useless friends. Should I do the Kshema of them? नेगेटिव चीज के नहीं जाना, पॉजिटिव ओनली. I have 10 drinking bottles. Kshema. Should I procure 10 more from different countries? Yoga. When we study Upanishads and Gita, it's always positive. अच्छे चीजों का ही क्षेमा. अच्छे चीजों का योग. मेरे बुरे आदतें हैं, क्या मैं उसका क्षेमा करूं? और सब बुरे आदतें अभी नहीं है, उसका योग करूं क्या मैं प्राणापान शक्ति से? They are all terrorists. They already have some negative quality and they gain more and more. We are not talking that way. It's always positive. Never go into the track of negative at all. So Kshema iti vachi, Yoga Kshema iti pranapanayoho. Now comes third one. Evam, in this way, Bhagavan is generalizing. Bhashyakara. Uttareshu anyeshu. In the subsequent explanations also, tena tena atmana brahma eva upasyam. Whatever is told, and to that whatever is there as an atma, please do the upasana that is Brahman alone. One example, one we'll see today, tomorrow remaining. कि कर्मणः, नेक्स्ट वन क्षेम इति वाचि योग क्षेम इति प्राणापानयोः हो गया. नाउ वी हैव टू स्टडी कर्मेति हस्तयोः गतिरिति पादयोः विमुक्ति इति पादौ इति मानुषीः समाज्ञाः अथ दैवीः. So today Manushi we can do in 2 or 3 more minutes. Karmeti hastayoho. तो कर्मणः ब्रह्म निर्वर्त्यत्वात् हस्तयोः कर्म आत्मना ब्रह्म प्रतिष्ठितम् इति उपास्यम्. So therefore again कर्मणः ब्रह्म निर्वर्त्यत्वात्. Without the pure Brahman as existing in consciousness, can any karma done by anyone? No. And who is doing the karma? The hands. Therefore, Brahma alone through the hands expressing as karma. This is called Brahma Upasana through the hands. So work is going on outside and work is happening because of the hands. But work cannot happen without the hands. Hands cannot be there without the Brahman. Knowing this is called as Brahma Upasana. And then through the hands do only the noble activities. Obviously, it goes without saying. So karmeti hastayoho. In the same way, gati iti padayoho. Next one. Gati iti padayoho. Through the feet, Brahman alone is expressing as movement. Through the hands, the Brahman alone is expressing as actions. Through the mouth, Brahman alone is expressing as Kshema. Through the Pranapana, Brahman alone is expressing as Yoga Kshema. And the last one, Vimukti Riti Payau. इवन दी वायु से विमुक्ति जो है वो भी परमात्मा का ही एक्सप्रेशन है, परमात्मा का ही कर्तव्य है, उन्हीं के कारण हो रहा है. दैट वे यू डू उपासना. So few samples are given. Now extend it to all other places which are not told here. So for anything to happen, whatever thing inside is there in it, it is called as Atma of it. In that Atma Rupena who is existing is that Brahman only. That's the meaning of this sentence. Now, Vimukti Riti Payo. Iti etaha manushihi manusheshu bhavaha samagnaha. So these are all the manushya related samagnaha. Samagna means samyak agnaha. Very well given orders by the Shruti Mata. Very well we have to receive those orders and very well we have to express them. That's why it's called samagna. Sama agnya. Samyak agnya. Adhyatmikyah samagnaha. They are all internal self-related upasanas. They are all. Then jnanani, vijnanani, upasanani tyartaha. So in this all the antakarana and the indriyas are involved. This is how this manushi samagna is given to us. Atha daivi. Now the daivi. Same like, है ना, हाथ में कर्म के रूप में, पांव में गमन के रूप में, प्राणापान में योगक्षेम के रूप में, इन दिन क्षेम वाणी में केवल क्षेम के रूप में जैसे बताया. देयर ऑल रिलेटेड टू अस. वाणी, कर्म, इंद्रिया, अंतःकरण सब मेरे रिलेटेड है. सो टू इन द फेनोमिनल वर्ल्ड द लॉर्ड अलोन इज एक्सप्रेसिंग. डू द उपासना. फ्यू सैंपल्स आर गिवन, रिमेनिंग यू डू. लाइक विभूति योग में 72 सैंपल्स आर गिवन. बाद में बाकी सब मेरा ही विभूतियां हैं, अब ऐसा तो उपासना करो. Now this has come also in our Kena Upanishad, if you remember. Tadha tadvanam nama tadvanam ityupasitavyam. Do you remember in that Kena Upanishad? है ना, तस्येष आदेशो यदेतद् विद्युतो व्यद्युतदा इति न्यमीमिषदा इति अधिदैवतम् अथ अध्यात्मं यदेतद् गच्छति इव च मनः अनेन च एतदुपस्मरति अभीक्ष्णं संकल्पः. Adhyatmic upasana of the Brahman, that the mind is moving, faculties are working in the presence of Brahman only. That way, subjectively, the Brahma upasana is taught to us in the Kena Upanishad. So here also, Manushi upasanas are told. Now the Daivi upasana of the Brahma. The idea is what? Brahman alone is expressing through the human as all the human activities and endeavors. Same is expressing in the total world also. In this way, through the upasana, bring the Paramatma more and more to your heart, close to your heart. He alone should be remaining in our hearts as the first, second, and third and final thing. For that, this upasana. So, one or two more things we will see. Then this Daivi Samagnya जो भी है वो सभी हम कल देखेंगे. When we do these things, how wonderfully the Falashruti comes to us. That also will be covered in this Anuvakam. We'll see tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Namaha. Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, friends, for your patient listening. Join in 2 minutes for Patanjali Yoga Darshana.